am afraid of spiders, and they are everywhere right now. We're going to talk about it both scientifically in nature, why we're seeing spiders more, why it's not abnormal, why that is seasonally appropriate. Then we're also going to talk about like symbolically, spiritually, magically, why we're seeing a lot of spiders right now. A lot. Please don't run away if you are here for the natural reasons we are seeing spiders as opposed to the supernatural. I have that information, and then we're going to get on to why that matters on a woo-woo level. You're not crazy. There are a lot more spiders right now. There's a lot of spiders. It's not just you. One of the reasons we're seeing a lot of spiders right now is because naturally this is the time of year to be seeing them, especially males. The males are out looking for a female. It's mating season. He's looking for love, among other things. Female spiders hang out at the web and wait. They just hang out at home and are like, he'll show up. And he shows up. He goes out looking, smells her pheromones with the hair on his legs. I read that that's how spiders smell other spiders, you know, hormonal lovin' time pheromone smells. The hairs on their legs tell them. So the males are out looking, and so you just see out and about rummaging around, you're gonna see spiders looking for a mate because it's the time to be doing that. The second reason you're kind of seeing spiders a lot more just naturally in a to be expected way is because they're bigger. In the springtime, they're born and they are smaller, and so you don't really see them because they start like almost microscopically, some of them, and then they grow up, and in the fall they go looking for a lady spider, and they're just bigger. So it's not really that there are more of them, it's just that you can see them. They are noticeable because they're noticeably bigger, whereas they were so small before that you really didn't pay attention. Not for all spiders, but for a lot of them. In the fall, it kind of feels like we see more of them because they're just more noticeable than in the spring and summer when they were growing into bigger spiders. So the spiders are a little bigger, so a little more noticeable. They're also, the males are out very active looking for love and a good time. So they are active and on the move right now. That is their natural cycle. That is their seasonal behavior. That is normal. As afraid of spiders as I am not going to advocate the killing of them because they are part of our ecosystems. They're really important, and they really do eat a lot of bugs that are very annoying. They really eat a lot of them. That being said, I want to talk about why we are kind of seeing spiders in a very obvious, very in your face, for me, so literally. Why it just feels like spiders are so noticeable right now. There is a collective energy of just spider energy. Spider is really telling us some things. The first thing that spider is telling us is to create more. In many cultures, in many places, and in many ways, spider very often represents creating. Building, creating, designing, construct, that kind of stuff. You know, the creating of your thing. I feel like I've already given this message, but it's not reaching enough of you, and spiders will not leave me alone until enough of you get this message. They're telling me, keep saying it, keep saying it. I go and I make a video and I go and I post about it and I go and I say it to people that I meet, and I do readings with people, and I'm like, hey, make sure you're, you know, really pursuing your creative hobbies and the creative things that make you happy. And like, it's just not getting to enough people, and the spider's like, not yet, you gotta keep saying it, you gotta keep saying it. It's weighing us down, it's driving us crazy, you guys need to be creating more. There's been a lot of extra weight, there's been a lot of weight on our hearts lately, and one of the first things we do when that happens is to kind of retreat and stop doing the things that we enjoy. Some of us are smart enough to pursue the things we enjoy more, but a lot of us are not. We don't have the motivation, we don't have the gumption, we don't have the heart to put into the things that don't matter. We're using up all of our bandwidth and energy for feeding ourselves and going to work and getting out of bed and taking care of our families. We're not devoting any of our allotted energy for the day to the things that make us happy and the things that we create and the things that we are good at and that just kind of feed our soul, because they don't take care of people, they don't matter. blah, blah, blah. That's just not true. They matter very, very much. When you do pursue those things, you are in a better state of mind and a better version of yourself and a more motivated and energetic person in general to pursue the things that matter more than your art. I gotta stop. If you have not visited your art in a little while, if you have not picked up the book you were reading, the book you were writing, if you have not picked up the paintbrush, picked up the pen, picked up the chisel, picked up the computer mouse to graphic design, whatever it is that you do that feeds your soul and not your belly, please get back to it. I'm begging you. I had a giant spider. She was about this big without the legs. Like the body of her was like this big. Build a web across my front door. My front door. I walked right into her. They are just calling out to me in ways I cannot miss them. We found this spider in my husband's little tool bag. This big, Australia big. That's why I don't live in Australia. They are really, really coming at me. And so I really, really need you to look at the things you've been avoiding that you enjoy. Those things really, really matter. And it's really, 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 really time for you to get back to them. Please do it for me so that the spiders will leave me in peace. It's not that I don't enjoy their company, it's just they kind of freak me out and I'm really trying to be better about it and we're really trying to live in harmony, but I just don't need them like all day, every day. Thank you. Another message that spider really has for us is the number 8. Everyone knows spiders have 8 legs. It is a very, very defining characteristic of them. So if you are into numerology, if you are into the symbolism of numbers and the sequences and the angel numbers and all that, I would ask you to explore the number 8. I am not that versed in numerology, which sucks for me because I read a lot of tarot and it would make my life easier. So I would encourage you that if you are, or if that is significant to you, or if the number 8 means something very personal to just you, that message is coming through right now. 8. 8. Also 8, if you turn it sideways, is the infinity sign. We're really in a time of cycles and beginnings and endings and this it's the infinity sign, so things don't end, but that's the point, is it's like it ends and begins kind of simultaneously and it's all just, whatever that means to you, take that, okay? So the number 8, the infinity symbol, whatever pops in your head when I say the number 8, the infinity symbol, whatever pops in your head is the message for you. Please heed that and use that in your life. I also really want to mention that all spiders are venomous. All of them. Enjoy sleeping tonight. There's actually a very select few that are not venomous. That being said, please don't freak out. Very few spiders have a venom that is toxic to humans. Brown recluses, black widows, different story. I'm getting itchy just thinking about all these things. I don't like it. There's a few other ones. I'm not an arachnologist. So what they're called. I do not study spiders. I get animal messages and I do as much wildlife research and learning that I can, but I do it for all animals, and so I only have a little bit of knowledge of everything instead of a whole bunch of knowledge on one thing. But I do know that most spiders are not toxic to humans, so we don't have to panic about the fact that they're venomous. However, that does mean something symbolically. Spiders use their venom to subdue an insect. They use their venom to subdue their prey. There's something to be said to that in the realm of who are you currently in your life trying to subdue, or who are you currently feeling subdued by? Explore that realm of who you're feeling stifled by, who is pushing you down, or look around to see if there's someone you may be talking over, if there's somebody you may be steamrolling or stomping on. Examine if that is the best course of action, or examine if you need to take a stand for yourself and kind of spider venom them back a little bit. Respectfully, I'm not saying go biting people. Set some boundaries if you need to, or look to see if you're kind of being a little too much of a predator. To back off, find some respect, find some common ground, allow others to speak. That kind of thing. Are you using your venom appropriately? Are people using their venom against you inappropriately? Think about it. See what that means to you. Okay, the last point I want to make is webs and connections. Connecting with people. Who is in your life? Why are they in your life? If you've been kind of feeling a little weird, a little stifled, a little lost, a little like you don't belong, a little like you don't fit in, explore who's in your life and see if you need to do something about it. Either increasing your time with them and building connections with the people you want to, or if it's time to connect with someone new, with some new people, with a new group. It's a time to be looking at who's around you and who you are keeping around you, and if you need to increase that, decrease that, set boundaries, like the whole venom thing, it all connects, okay? It's a web. Please be looking at your connections. Maybe it's time to explore some new things, and maybe it's time to trim the fat, which is a terrible way to put it because we're talking about people. I'm tired and can't come up with any other metaphors for that. So, why am I allowed to be on the internet? Yes, there are more spiders because it is the time for them to be out looking for a mate, and because they're bigger and more noticeable. They are also out here in droves to tell us to get back to our creative pursuits, to get back to the things that make us happy. It's going to help our lives immensely. Keep the number 8 in mind, especially if you are into numerology, or if the number 8 is significant to you, or if the infinity symbol is significant to you. How are you using your venom? And how is other people's venom being used to subdue you? And connections. Who's in your life? Who should be in your life? Who shouldn't be in your life? Let's examine a few of those things and build your web that is curated for you, not the web that you think you should have. Build your web. It's beautiful. If you made it this far into this video, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'm Kim, psychic and animal mystic. You can also book a one-on-one reading with me if you've got an animal nagging at you and you don't know what it means, or if you just need a tarot reading, whatever. Links are in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and please remember that we are all going to be okay.